center. So let's see, Chuck. Think everybody's had a chance to get in here? Not yet. They're still piling in, folks.
Right, so let's go ahead and ask everybody where they're logging in from. How's the weather in your part of the world? We got a nice day here in Mobile, Tom. How's the Ponte Vedra area doing?
Oh, it's beautiful out there. It's a little hot still, though. It's still hot, and they said it's going to be cooler next week. Well, I was happy to hear that because it is really hot.
Yeah, well, see, the nice thing is our jobs we get to do indoors. There's this great thing called AC. It takes care of that temperature for you.
Yeah, it really does. We don't realize how good we got it until you go outside and spend about 10 minutes in that heat. It's pretty hot.
Yeah, I'm always amazed at roofers. I always thought that if I really want to get in shape, I'll take a summer job roofing because you're going to sweat off a few pounds up
Oh,
on those
man.
roofs.
That just got me hot thinking about doing that. But
Yeah.
anyway, folks, we'll get started. Let's just get started. First of all, I'm Tom Busby, and this is something, it's a trial I'll do every day at 11. And at 11:05, we're going to write down how many people's here. The key for me is to see a lot of people showing up. So tell your friends that I'm doing this. It's a great way to be involved in the middle of the day. This time should be pretty good even for people at work, depending on where they live, because they can pop in and see what we're doing. But anyway, the idea is to do this and try to grow. And I'm going to put the number down now. Let's see.
Hey, T-Buzz, can you
Yeah.
hear me? Hey, real quick, just on my side, I'm doing 10 minutes before start time and then 10 minutes in, just because people log in so much by about 10 minutes. So,
Okay. Yeah, I think, and I was going to tell you, both of y'all, when you post in those rooms, that you ought to do it earlier in the morning to remind people where they plan their day. And then we ought to do a reminder, because I think what we do, we tend to wait to the last second thinking everybody's just waiting with bated breath, because everybody's got things they got to do. And once we do it long enough, I think, like you were saying, Adam, then they'll get used. Hey, it's 11 o'clock, And that'd be
a reminder go out yesterday, midday, last night, this morning, and then once we started getting the room open.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, okay. But let's record it. Adam, why don't we use 11:10, and we'll record how many people we got in here to see if we can grow this thing, okay? That's our goal. Yeah, I think you can exit LFGY. You'll still get the dividend. But I think I'm gonna go with NVDW today. That's what I'm planning to do. NVDW.
And quick record keeping, Neil, you asked, what do we use as the monthly open? When you're talking about the S&P futures, the monthly open was at 6 p.m. last night. That is the beginning of this trade date. So everything's labeled by the trade date. So even though the open was technically in July 31 by the calendar, on the trade date, this particular trading session doesn't end until the end of today, which means it ends on August 1st, making that 6 p.m. last night the open of August 1st.
All right, in general, I'll just tell you the market. It didn't surprise me. If you notice that all the services were pretty much flat. I had maybe one or two trades open, but there's a reason I did that. But I was pretty much flat at the end of yesterday. The last trade I officially did was Oracle, and I thought that was just so nice. That was like getting icing on the cake if you made the Oracle trade yesterday. And and then, but I'm watching the stocks. This is sort of a watch period. Just to let you know, going through the first 3 days of the month, I'm real patient because I use my algo system to tell me where I need to put money. Does everybody understand that? Say you understand that it'll be very patient between now and next Tuesday. Okay, I've been looking. That won't mean I might not trade in futures. Just, I can trade futures anytime, but I'll trade very reluctantly into the market. I like credit spreads, and if you picked up on it, Amazon was a credit spread. I posted that in TNT. Did anybody see what I posted in TNT about using Amazon as a credit spread, a bearish spread? Did anybody see that? I did that this morning. TNT, I posted Amazon was a bear. As long as it's below roughly 224, I'll be doing credit spreads on Amazon. Okay, and we'll talk about that when we go live. But anyway, that was something I saw this morning. I said this stock, and I'll talk about that because I think it's a great day to educate you on the 3-day algo as we get into the live market. We'll look at a couple examples there. But anyway, I hope everybody's doing great. We're going to grow this, and when we do, my guess is you don't want to miss it. Okay. That's the issue. So let's get started, Chuck. Is risk involved in trading? Past performance is not indicative of future results. In my opinion, don't make a decision about March. It's too early. This is just the market breathing. And breathing means that it will give back. Now remember, in a bull market, as a general rule of thumb, this is an insight you can use, 3 out of 10 days are going to be down in a bull market. But it doesn't go straight up. So you got to plan your allocations and all things around those 3. Sometimes, like today, this is a really harsh first day, but considering how strong we were in July, it's not surprising, in my opinion. Welcome to Train and Trade, a concept we originated a few months back, doing it on Monday. Y'all loved it. Adam wanted me to do it every day. I said, let's do it every day at 11. So that's what we're doing. Every day at 11, we're going to do this. Why 11? Well, I got the benefit of seeing overnight market. I got the benefit of seeing RB3, and we're going into Genesis during this time period. It's a beautiful time at 11 o'clock. Okay? And they have posted the slides, John. I guess you missed it. They'll post it again. So welcome, Monday through Friday, to Train and Trade. All right, the 7 Sisters. Now, I'll tell you, the 7 Sisters is something I look at the entire market with. If you look at this is market still up 5% for the year. NASDAQ's up 7, Dow's up about 1.71. DAX is up 18.20. Gold is up 28 cents. By the way, gold took off this morning. It's up about $45 from where it opened. Now, you write this down. It opened at 33.42 basis December. It's currently trading 34.02. It's up $60 from where it opened last night. So gold, that's the best balance in gold I've seen in a while. And I just wanted to point that out to people on gold. Crude oil, still fluctuating, trying to decide when it's going to fall out of bed. I think it's going to fall out of bed. It opened, it's headed down right now. It opened at 69.35, okay? 69.35. Chuck, send an email to Roe at DTI Trader. He'll make sure you get that link in there, okay, for Sunrise. Always ask. That's a good thing you did. Bonds. This is the story of the day. Take this one to the bank. Interest rates are starting to be reduced. If you look at the bond today, it's currently about 115.12. My pivot number for the year was 115. I already traded bonds on the future side this morning. Made a nice trade on bonds, 115.12. So bonds, interest rates are going lower. I can tell you that right now. If you go to the, we'll talk about it, but if you go to the CME watch, it jumped up to 75%. 75% probability they'll cut in September. And there's rumors that they'll cut at Jackson Hole at the meeting they have out there. There's a rumor, nothing to that, but don't worry about the rumor. Bonds are going, interest rates are going to go lower. Now, what if they lower interest rate? What market might benefit from that if they lower interest rates? Besides the general market, what specific market might? Well, TLT would, but how about real estate? As Stacy just said, housing market will benefit if they lower interest rates. In fact, that is a market that we'll look at as we get further into the month. Okay. Construction will benefit too. We'll study that. We'll have a session on that. But interest rates are going to come down from here. Okay. Traders do real estate, Neil, through real estate stocks that go up when interest rates come down. And we'll give you a list of those through one of our sessions. You don't have to worry about it. We'll tell you our top picks. Okay? That's why you're here, for us to do all that, as they say, heavy lifting. But I want to give you a forecast what I expect. Okay? Interest rates are coming down, and we'll show you why I believe that later on. But this is the Seven Sisters. I start out just about every day with the Seven Sisters, and it's good. The first step in understanding our method is go to our white papers. Click that, print it off. If you learn what's in those white papers, you will be a better trader, and that's a promise if you learn that. They're so good, the language of the market. Okay? So go to the white papers and get you a copy of that. I think you'd be very happy to have it. Okay? And that's important. Adam, I'm recording the number for the people here for day one. Not a bad showing. Not bad. I want to grow it. We double that. You'll get me doing this every day the rest of the year. Okay? Morgan has a big month of July, and we were there for all of it. If you'd listen to what I did in July, your account's grown. That's the bottom line. It'd be hard to screw up. It'd been hard to screw up everything I did in July and not make money. That's a big statement there, but I believe it if you listened and took the trades. Our Project Zebra was in a stock called Meta. Did y'all hear that one? We owned that stock in Project Zebra. We hit it yesterday, took our profits. Go Project Zebra. Okay. We're up 16% on the first half. After being down, we brought it back, and now we're cooking with gas. Learned a lot. Now here's our track record, plus May and June. Okay. In May, we had 93% accuracy rate. That's just stronger than garlic, 93%. In June, we had 100% accuracy. I've never had a month like that. I mean, that was just incredible month of June. That means everybody grew their account, okay? July, no, we had Daniel Sawgrass. I forgot about the 10 trades I made there. Another 100% on our in-person event. 100%. July, 86% accuracy. I had 6 losers in July. Notice how it's pulling back. What I always tell people, I'm usually right 4 out of 5 trades. Getting back to reality, I guess, in July. 40 out of 44 trades, 6 losers, 86% accuracy. I'm proud of that. Good, good. That's great. So today, I put together a numbers ladder. I've never in the past year, even during April when we had the big sell-off, saw this big of numbers ladder built for one day. Write these numbers down. This will be your sort of guideline I put together this morning. And a numbers ladder tells you, let me tell you how it works. It's real simple. Everybody see the current price of the E-mini 62.70? Everybody see that? You put it in between 62.60 and 62.85. That's where the market's trading. It's a support resistance thing I use all day long. And I won't teach it today, but I'll teach it sometime next week, okay? Okay. That's the numbers ladder. All right, here's the numbers for our stock. This is the first look. Now, this will change by the end of the day. Jonathan's going to update all the stocks we got on there. I added a few more. We got way more than I want to watch, but I will start eliminating stocks I probably won't trade, okay?
Tom, this was updated just a short while ago, not even a half hour ago. So we'll leave it like this for now.
Then we'll update it at the end of the day. Is what you're going to do?
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll update it before the wrap up this afternoon for sure.
Yeah, okay. I got you. Okay. All right, folks, this is the numbers that we're using coming into the day. The Monday low so far is what, 62.45?
Yep.
Monday high, 63.73. That's where, well, that's not Monday.
Well, hang on.
That's Fridays.
Hey, it's been a busy morning.
It's been a busy morning. They didn't get caught up.
Day one. That'll make
Day one is this. I mean, there's a lot to get done for y'all before we had this meeting. I mean, we've been going at it since the crack of dawn.
Yeah, we sure have.
Anyway, the high and low of the day, we'll be tracking that for day one of the 3 days. Everybody understand that? That's how we build our 3-day algo, right? Say yes, you understand that, because this is an important point. I want you to know we're going to take the high and low day. We're not done yet. It's building, okay? It's building. Okay. All right, if you come down there, you'll notice silver. He's got using September silver, Jonathan.
I believe so. Let me, let's
Yeah, the high today is 37.24. Silver is lagging gold. Okay, look at gold. So far, the high is 34.08. Gold's trading at 34.02. It's hanging near the highs. Okay. TLT. Here's one that we got to watch. TLT is currently 87.70 near its high of the day because bonds are making highs. They're related. Okay. AMD, I think, is hanging in there okay. 171.53 near the high of 172. NVIDIA is probably the strongest that I'm looking at, near its top 176. Oracle's 248. There's Amazon. Everybody see Amazon? You can play a bear call on Amazon until it gets above 225 roughly. Okay. I did this morning. I'll do it again at the end of the day for next week. But this is money you can make. Microsoft setting up, MU setting up, OWN setting up, Meta. Meta is hanging near its high. Meta's hanging near its high. We'll keep our eye on Meta. Tesla. What is Tesla doing? Okay. And Tesla's, hanging in there. All right, slide it on down. Now, Berkshire has earnings tomorrow. Berkshire opened the month at 473. It's hanging near its high with earnings tomorrow on Berkshire. We'll keep our eye on that one. It's been negative for 3 months, okay? Berkshire. Coming down, NNE, you see it's weakened. CGJ's weakened. Oklow's weakened. CG, 339, it's near its high. Palantir is hanging in there pretty good, so Palantir might be in play. RTX, the defense stock's hanging in there. Lockheed Martin, near its low, trade near its low. Hood is had quite a correction, but it's right now, if you look at it, it's near its high. I'm looking at the range where it's had so far. MicroStrategies, Bitcoin's a little weak. BitTo is down a little bit. iBit's down. Too early on those. MSTU's down. Coinbase was a disaster. It dropped below. I'll show you it in a little bit. I don't own the dividend stock, but Coinbase dropped below its 3-day low. Coin did for last month. That 3-day low for last month is when it does that, reverses below that, you don't want to own it. It's below 334 on Coin. And Coin right now is 319. You see why you wouldn't want to own a dividend stock tied to it? You got to follow these 3-day lows from the previous month when you have that kind of drop. Coin, called a reversal. Sometimes it's tough to take those hits, but I take it and move on. XSRP, I guess it's hanging in there pretty good. That's Ripple. Dave 230, near its high. Circle, that's middle road. CoreWeave has been nice, a little bit near its high. Cisco, 66.89, it's close to its top. Roblex is one I'd never traded. I've been following it for over a month. I noticed it broke out to the upside, currently about 130. Reddit is one I never traded. I put it on my list this morning with Jonathan, those two. QQQ, now this is important. The QQQ opened today at 558.80 on the QQQ. We're currently about 554. It's a sell today, a daily sell. Okay, 558. SPY, the SPY opened today at 626.30. And if you look at it, 624, it's in the sell mode. Gold opened at 308.61, holding right there. XLE opened at 86.88, it's in a sell. USO opened at 79, it's in a sell. WPM opened at 93, it's pushing the highs. There's LFGY 35.84, but the reason I got out of it's below my 3-day for last month. And then so forth and so on through these if you look at it. COIW, it broke the low. It's going to be related to Coinbase. YTH is hanging in there. Amazon, I got out of it. I had that. Now look at NVDW, the one I said you ought to buy. The high is 51.48. It's trading right there at 51.43. I get paid on Tuesday if I buy it. Okay. Yield Mac hanging in there. QDEY hanging in there. Nothing to write home about. Tesla hanging in there. Those are the dividend stocks that I would say are hanging in there. Clearly, LFGY been in it for about 3 months. I got out of it this morning, and I got out of COIW today. Everybody understand? I got out of those two. I moved on. I'm going to go to NVDW, and I'll pick up something else. But I do get dividends on Tuesday if I buy NVDW today sometime.
Tom,
Okay?
Tom, did I mishear you? I thought you were getting out of LFGY as well.
I did. I got out of LFGY too.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah. I've been in that thing for about 3 months, but it finally buckled, and I say I'll step aside. I got out of LFGY and COIW, and I'm buying more of NVDW. today because I want a dividend on Tuesday. Everybody understand what I'm doing? I'm getting paid even my dividend because LSUY pays on Friday. So I can get out today, okay? That's the 25 tickers. I'm gonna teach you, we'll use an example once we get to the rest of the slides. Let's just keep going.
Yeah.
Are you finding this interesting, the way you set up your month? Let me ask that question before I go further. You'll get to see it. This is how I set my month up, get those kind of track records. Very deliberate how we do that.
Tom, what I'll do is like on Monday, I'll add columns for day 2 high and day 2 low. Do the same thing for Tuesday. And then come Wednesday of next week, when we're fully past the first 3 days, I'm just going to narrow it down to a first 3-day high and low column and go from there. But until then, I'm going to have the high and low for each day posted just to let everybody know how it's going to work.
I think it's pretty good that you take people through a process like this and watch and see it develop. Their confidence really gets up, Jonathan.
Yeah, this is a great.
Yeah, because they take the emotions. We take the emotions out by looking at these numbers. Okay, it's just numbers. Yeah. Okay. Just make sure everybody understands this. That's pretty good. All right. So you'll update that today towards the 3 o'clock meeting.
Yep.
All right.
Once again after the close, sure will.
All right. Let's talk about some insights to the market as we get started here at the first of the month. Here's some insights I posted this morning in my TNT T-Buzz Talk and Trade. We did an Amazon. I told you about that one, but around 75% of all stocks will follow the S&P. So if you look up there and see the S&P break out of a normal range in the day it did, you can expect that stocks will fall. Go look at your portfolio. Even the good ones fall on days like today. Cam, yes, I'll give you one. Hang with us. I'll give you a list. We'll build it today because we'll start tracking it also, okay? Now, when the S&P falls like 1, you'll see a downdraft show up in stocks on the exchange. Everybody understand that, okay? That's why I gave you the E-mini ladder. And we got support here, 62.55. It's currently 62.60, okay? Thank you. Insight number 2, the monthly open is the key pivot number for the month. Learn how to find the monthly open. Does everybody here know how to find the monthly open for a stock and for futures? Okay, we'll teach that today, Jonathan, how to find that. Make a note, okay?
Sounds good. You want to move on for now?
Yeah, we're going to move on. I don't want to break the rhythm we got going. We got a pretty good rhythm going.
All right.
When stocks break the F3-day lows from the previous month, that's a big warning, like on Amazon. I'll show you what I'm talking about, okay? Scanning through last month, we'll look at Amazon as an example, okay? Amazon had a high of 224. It had a low of 217.93. It opened at 217.21. Amazon is at 215 right now. When it breaks that low, I start looking bearish on that stock. In other words, understand what I'm saying? It was up all month, sold off after earnings yesterday. It's bearish to me. How can I make money with Amazon? Well, you got to sell a strike price higher than 224 on a bear spread, and that's your strike you pick. I've sold that for today. I sold it for next week, so I'm working the bearish side of Amazon right now, okay? Everybody understand how to do this? Yeah, I sold a bearish call spread. I'm short to 225, long to 227.5. See how that works? Okay. I'm working Amazon to the south side. You do what the numbers tell you, and I'm doing it. All right. Insight number 4, remember, in a bull market, 3 out of 10 days are typically bullish, not bearish. Oh, bearish. Three days out of 10 are bearish. That's right. Okay. So they're going to pop up on average. We're just getting started in the month of August. I tell people, I always tell them the first 3 days of the month, patience will pay. No, Pete, it was a call spread. I'm short to 225, long to 27.5. Now we're just getting started. Player experience. If long stocks during this type of environment, I will sell covered calls. In other words, I'm telling you, with this kind of drop right now, write this down. With the monthly open at 63.60 on the S&P, we're 100 points below the monthly open. Everybody understand that? If I have stocks that I want to hold, then I will go sell covered calls against those stocks at the high of the week. For example, if I was long Microsoft, the high of the week's 355. I would go sell a 355 call against the stock owns. Everybody understand this strategy? I'm giving you my technique. That's my technique. Let it sink in. It's brilliant. Yeah, I'll teach that. We got so many things to teach, and I got so much time to spend with you. I'd be here all weekend trying to cover every little thing. I'm trying to stay focused for people because we're at the start of what's going to be a wonderful August, okay? Now, here's an example on NVIDIA. Let's look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA high this week was 179.89. The August 8th, next Friday, call options around $172 for 180 for next week. NVIDIA is currently about 175. I would sell that call as a covered call against stock owns. Does everybody understand how I do it? No, that's not at the money. NVIDIA, Chuck's at 175. Do you have a quote machine? Look at it and you'll see 180 is up there. I'm just showing you ways to protect your portfolio. You don't have to do that. It's just that if you want to, it's better to sit there with your hands in your pocket. Might as well make some money. You got the investment in NVIDIA. Okay. Remember, one call option can be sold for every 100 shares of stock you own. That makes it a covered call. So that means it had to go to 182 before I'd lose a dime on NVIDIA by selling that covered call. That's how that works. Why would I do it? The S&P is 100 points below the opening. It's going to take a while to repair what's happening today. Go to your option chain. Yes, you can. Insight number 6, be careful when you see a key reversal day. Does everybody understand what a key reversal day? Remember to have patience that will pay off. Now, let's distinguish between owning a stock and a bearish credit spread, like on Amazon. If I didn't own NVIDIA, I wouldn't sell that call. NVIDIA's holding up pretty good. But however, Amazon's not. I would be bearish on Amazon. That's the difference. So a key reversal day, and we'll show you this in a little bit, but a key reversal day is a new high, like yesterday on the E-mini, and we went up to new highs yesterday, and it closed at its low, and the daily close is below the previous day low. So you had a key reversal day yesterday. Typically on it, write this down. Here's an insight. Nobody's going to tell you about this, but I'm going to tell you. When the key reversal day happens, you can expect anywhere from 1.5% to 5% before it's over. Write that down. 1.5% to 5%, and whatever ticker does this. Okay. Yesterday, the E-mini futures had a high, a lifetime high. Does anybody know what the high of yesterday was for the S&P futures? Anybody know? Somebody tell me without me having to go look it up. 64, what was the high yesterday? The high yesterday on the E-mini futures was 64.68, and we closed below the previous day's low, so that made it a key reversal day. There you go. But this is the key thing about a key reversal day. You can expect a correction 1.5 to 5 when that happens. Okay?
Now, Tom, this is not the end of the slides, but you've covered so much great information. And I know people are taking it in with a fire hose. I just wanted to remind you that you can go to the YouTube channel, which is dtitrader.com/YouTube. And you'll see a button there that says live, and that's where today's recording will be found. So remember that, dtitrader.com/.
Oh yeah, I would go listen to this. This is so good for day one. Okay. Now, absolutely. I'm not done with my slides yet, Emma.
Right. This is not the end, but like I said, people taking it all on the fire hose. Just wanted to remind you. Good time to remind you after these insights.
Sure.
Go to that YouTube channel.
Yeah, because before I finish with the slides and go to a live market, folks, I want to name some of the things I'm going to cover in future sessions just for us and you who will know what's next, okay? And that way we got a roadmap to see what's going to happen on Monday, right?
That's right. And if you really like the education we're offering, be sure to like the channel, subscribe to the channel, and you'll get notified when Tom goes live if you do that. All right, Tom, let's move on.
Okay. Today, I gave in TNT, if you remember TNT, you know what you saw this morning. I said if NVIDIA gets above 175.55, it made it bullish today. Okay? NVIDIA gets above that. That's just a day look at NVIDIA. I do this every day. AMD above 175.55, it's bullish. I said if Amazon's less than 224.40, I would do a credit call spread. That's a bearish spread, an income trade on Amazon. You could have got paid if you'd have been in TNT and did this trade at the open, you would have got paid somewhere between 25 cents for being in it today, and you could do it for next Friday at the same price, you get another 30 cents. Everybody understand? That is so valuable what I'm posting in here in TNT. Wouldn't you agree, people that were in TNT having this information? Didn't it help you analyze what's going on? I went to the heart of it. I also said the QQQ remains very weak below 564.40. Well, guess what? The QQQ is at 555.85. It's weak right now. It's weak. And I also said Oracle gets above 255.55, it's bullish. Well, Oracle, if you go look at Oracle right now, let me give you a current price. Oracle is at 245. It's nowhere near being bullish in this kind of market. But that number there is my first take at Oracle coming to day one. I made all this early this morning, way before the market opens, and I said, this is what I'm seeing today. I think it's so valuable. Goodness gracious. I wish somebody would give it to me like this. This is very good numbers. They'll make you money. Okay? Any questions about the pivot numbers that I posted in my TNT this morning? You ought to put TNT at the top of this slide posted prior to the market on day one. Okay. About 5:30 a.m. is when I posted that. You can just say prior to the morning's open. Okay. Now, the big news we had today was the employment situation report. Okay. Chuck is going to tell us how the reported numbers look. Chuck, this is the time you can take over if you want to and tell him about that. Okay.
All right. Well, Jonathan did me the great service of putting his slide in here from Econo Day so we can stay on the slides and show everybody what's going on. So with the employment situation, it's actually the employment situation reports, plural. These are several different reports. Econo Day does a great job of putting them all together for us. Start off with non-farm payroll. That's the one most people think of, NFP. And the big news here is not so much the number coming in at 73,000. That's about in the middle of the consensus range, a little bit below consensus. But the big news is the prior read was 147, revised down to 14,000. So that's a huge revision on the downside. And, always have to be aware of little things like that. Now, the unemployment rate was expected to tick up to 4.2%, did tick up to 4.2%. No surprise there. That's not shocking. We come over the next couple of lines down here. When you look at private payrolls, manufacturing payrolls, that's basically just a breakdown of the non-farm payrolls. So it's just sort of putting those numbers into perspective, kind of break down where those numbers are coming from. You'll notice 83,000 on private payrolls, 11,000 down on manufacturing payrolls. That gets you to about 73. So we know the government payroll not doing all that much with this particular one. The participation rate to me was the biggest shock. We were at 62.3%. We were expecting that to tick up to 62.4%, and it ticked down to 62.2%. Now, remember, this is the information for July. So it's a real quick turnaround on this. And I think one of the biggest things, and Tom, I'm just spitballing here, but could this be the summer job participants, aka students, getting ready to head back to university life or high school life? So that might be why that participation rate drops a little bit there. The unemployment rate going up at the same time, a little bit confusing, but maybe we'll see that play out as we go forward. Average hourly earnings up a little bit. Average hourly earnings year over year up a little bit more. And then the average work week slightly higher, 34.3, not a real surprise number. Here's the thing though. Yes, there are some shocking things in this report. For instance, that revision on the payrolls. But they aren't as shocking as what you're seeing in the market. So what you're seeing in the market is kind of bigger than the employment situation report. Anytime you're looking at a market, there are a couple things you pay attention to. Tom taught me this a long time ago. Time is a big issue. We finished 1 month, started another. That's a big event right there. Plus, this is the last day of the week, another emphasis on time. And of course, you've seen Tom break that down into reference bars and what goes on there. We'll leave that for a minute here. The other thing you want to pay attention to is news events. Obviously, there's a lot going on. We just got off of the FOMC. We got the employment situation report. We have some geopolitical stuff occurring. We have, I'm trying to think if there's anything that we hadn't planned for. I think most of it we know about. And then you get into the numbers in the market themselves. And when you start breaking support lines, it becomes kind of a big deal. So the thing about bullish versus bearish markets, everybody talks about bullish markets slowly build, bearish markets happen quick. Well, the bearish markets happen quick because when you break one number, everybody knows where the next one is. So once we broke below 6,300, everybody's going, oh, where's the next number? What's the open of the quarter? Okay. So 62.45.75, the July open, the open of the quarter, that's where the market ran to. So it becomes sort of a momentum building, just go, go, go type situation. So if you're in this market and you're thinking, when do I know the market's turning? You just got to be patient because it's got to prove it first. So stop the bleeding before you start the climbing.
Yeah, and one of the things you got to keep in mind too, this is the biggest report of the month here at the end of the week after coming off a stellar July. You can't, I mean, if you could paint every month like July, we'd all be smiling. It was a great month. But when you look at the unemployment report today, it sort of substantiates about the need to lower interest rates, I think, okay? And I could give you we're running, we want to keep this thing going, but that'll be one of our educational topics in a little bit, okay? But now it's time to be selective with our trading opportunities like we did yesterday with my Oracle trade. Now, I did this trade yesterday at 11. I'd like to see who did this trade and made some money and post that in there because that gives me feedback. You're actually taking these great trades. Nothing flat about this, is there? I'll wait for y'all to post. Claire, you did it. How much did you make yesterday, Claire? Bill, you did. How much did you make? Dave, you made 550 by Claire. Way to go. 200. Yep. Oracle trade. Carol made 200. It was a great trade. 34% by Lynn. Yep. And I will do these type trades when they set up during this trade or during this, especially after we get past the 3 days. But I just want to teach you right now. 30% by Dave. Way to go. Boy, look at this success people have by listening. Okay. Susan just got back. Well, you missed a good one yesterday. 20%, 200. Well, anyway, you get the gist of it. I trade during this time period a lot when things set up, and I just wanted to let you know, be patient. We'll get there, but it's gonna be super. Oracle was a great trade. Not a pain in it. Okay, not a pain in that one. Okay. Next slide, please. All the trades that I do here this month will be posted in the Talking Trade. What do I mean by that? Let's say that I put on an NVIDIA trade today. I will follow that trade in TNT, which is T-Buzz Talker Trade. That way we can keep up with it. It'll count towards the trades that we do. And so if you take the trade, make sure that you're a member of my TNT, okay? That way you get the full benefit of listening to the trades. Does everybody understand that? By the way, if I put you into a trade, I'll take you out of the trade, okay? Always keep that in mind. The Telegram channel is TNT. I can reach directly to you, and I will reach out there to you if I get a chance, okay? I review what the market does overnight and make those postings in the morning before the market starts. And so you really have a head start if you're part of TNT. This is what I posted this morning. And the first thing you see, there's a bunch of red there this morning when I posted it. Everybody see that? Bunch of red. And I posted every day at the same time. That started our day. Then I went through a lot of insights about the monthly open. Some of the insights I gave you today was on those slides. And I always tell you, patience will pay at this time of the month, during the month of August. Talked about the reversal day. All this stuff that became the presentation day was posted inside TNT this morning. So first thing you do as a member of TNT, you already go to 5 a.m. in the morning. That's where I start each day, 5 a.m.
And I'm in Central Time, so 4 a.m. for me.
Yeah. I doubt if Jonathan saw it at 4.
I definitely did not. Look at it when I wake up, though, that's for sure.
That's right. In other words, my comments reflect the current day and how to make money each day. And I do my job. So you've got a head start if you listen. People tell me when I'm meeting face to face, this is one of the best things that I do. And I put it out there. Okay. The stocks I pick are where the money's going to be or where the trades I'm going to do or consider that day. It's the core stocks I'm looking at. Notice Amazon was in there. That was my core stock right there. I give you this, the pivot number. I tell you what I'm doing. The short bear call credit would be appropriate. Everybody see that? Right there this morning. You didn't have to wait. You'd have made money, paid for the thing. You'd be on scholarship right now if you were there taking it, okay? I talked about the news coming out. I said reference bars are an integral part to any decision I make and any decision you should make, okay? Oh, then I said, here's one, check the CME. Bonds are falling. That's when I bought bonds. And they soared. Way before everybody else knew this, I got in this morning. TNT. Pretty good stuff. And bonds are still soared. Chuck posted valuable reference bar training throughout the day in TNT. And then if I see something that we need to do, I'll do it. Okay? There's the reference bar from last night. As you look up there at D-Mini, it opened. Hold it.
That's going to be RB3 from this morning.
Yeah, that's wrong. It's not RB. Yeah, okay, that's RB3. It opened at 6309. Okay. We post this every time we have a reference bar. Look at that. Low was 6258. We broke that and went lower. If you trade futures or anything else, this is invaluable. If you trade stocks, look at gold. That's the one that gets you. Gold had a reference bar this morning. If you tracked it, this is RB3. You should have seen 1 and 2. Pretty good stuff. A lot of good information there. A lot of good information. That's the tip, as they say. It's time to get involved if you want to be in my TNT. $200 a month. I got 4 levels of membership. The easiest way to try it out is do it. $200 a month. Get in there now. Don't wait. If you want a discount, you buy 3 months. Go back to that previous slide, please. If you want a discount, buy 3 months. If you want a 6-month one, get you to the end of the year, buy the 6 month. You want to be in there a year, there's the one-time payment for a year. Saves you a bunch of money to make a commitment. Those that make decisions get cheaper values. There it is. Now, if you want to join TNT, get all the stuff I've done, all the background, all that stuff. If you're unsure, take the $200. If you've seen me do what I do, get the year. Call 904-706-3532 if you got any questions. To get access, you go to dtitrader.com/TNT. We're going to take a short 10-minute break. I'm going to come back. We're going to go live to the market, analyze it. I'll tell you the stocks that look to me like they're going to make the 3-day cut on day 1. We'll see how that works out. We'll do that. We'll name some education that we're going to do next week and, things like that. Okay? Right, Dave? Where was my pivot number? Dave just typed where the NVIDIA was. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. Let's take 10 minutes. Everybody get joined on this. You don't want to be part of what I'm doing if you're not in TNT? I'm here every day in there. I can reach out and touch you. Sometimes on the weekends or Sunday night, I'll see things you need to be looking for. So valuable. Everybody says it's one of the most valuable things I do. And the reason I think it is because I don't need anybody to get the information to you. I can post directly to you anytime, day or night. I'm a 24-hour market watcher. And boy, I posted some good stuff in here. So 10 minutes, let the clock run. I'll take a short break and I'll be back. Right, Julie, nothing. All right, folks, if you join TNT today, put your name, phone number into the chat and your address. Nobody else will see it. I've got a special gift I'm going to have Adam send you if you join today, okay? A little special gift to say thank you, but I think you're going to love it. So put your name, phone number, and address in there, and if you join today. I just think you're going to love it. Did everybody hear me?
Yeah, Tom, you're still coming through loud and clear.
Okay, just want to make sure. If you join TNT today, put your name, address, and phone number. Nobody will see it. Adam will record it, and you'll get a special gift sent to you by me. One that I will say that will make you money. How you like that? I'll go that far to say that. Have I got your curiosity of what I'm going to send you? Make it a little fun to kick off Talk and Trade. If you're new and extend your membership, yes, it does include you, David. It does include you. If you do something today It does include it. Extending your membership does. Good point. We'll cross it off. Especially do that. Be sure to put your name, phone number, and address. One of my TDs says, "Oh dear, how do I extend my lifetime membership?" All right, Bo is the first one. Adam, make sure you get his name, and I'll talk to you and tell you what I want to send him. Send him. Thanks, Mike. Think about this. David said, "Hey, I see TNT was a buy at 175.55. Well, guess where TNT is, or not TNT, NVIDIA is right now, 176.24. Also, remember what I said I was doing with my dividends going in NVDW? Y'all remember me saying that? Look at that. This is how I help you with your timing. I mean, I can't do any better than that, can I? In a market that's like catching a falling knife, I go find a stock like NVIDIA and it takes off. I find a stock like Amazon, it goes down. That ought to get you all jacked up.
And don't forget about Oracle yesterday.
Well, Oracle yesterday, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But anyway, I think the point I'm trying to make, okay, Arthur, you'll remember TNT? I'm trying to get a lot of people in TNT because it really will help you have a better August. Claire loves it.
Well, Tom, if you're watching the market right now, it looks like we're S&P futures climbing above the Genesis bar high here, heading back towards 6,300. It looks like.
Yep. I've got to get to a live market, and we got a couple things we got to do. Got to get to a live market, and then I've got to identify what we're covering next week, on this, where Jonathan can get prepared. It takes a lot of work for Jonathan to put all these slides together. I'm very particular how I like things to go. And so anyway, and Chuck, I appreciate you being here to co-host it with me. And I want you to talk next week about some of the things that we do, the reports, the daily rundown that we put out there. We post it in TNT and all that.
Yeah, we'll definitely have some topics to talk about. I think this week it was all about earnings. It was all about those big news reports. I mean, you're being hit back to back, FOMC and GDP. You got
this was definitely
PCE.
a news week, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, but it was also a big earnings week. You got how many of the Mag 7 reported this week? Like 4 or 5? Um, or was it more than that? And by the way, it was also a big week in terms of the calendar because we, ended one month, starting another.
Same week. All
Yeah.
right, folks, we're gonna go to a live market, okay? A live market, and I'm gonna point out some stocks I want you to look at, okay? Monica, definitely record Monica's name. She just bought Futures First. I'm gonna count that, okay? She's already a lifetime in TNT. Okay, first stock we're gonna look at is NVIDIA. Jonathan, draw a line where I said it was for today. I said if you look at it, you could buy the stock today. Draw a line, 175.55. Right there. And now it's gone bullish here. It's broken the bullish bar. It's going to run into a little resistance, but it was a nice trade, if nothing else, because I did it. And I'm sitting here looking at my account. Basically had a scholarship in TNT just off NVIDIA. Okay, that's NVIDIA. That stock looks good. All right, put AMD in there. Here's another stock that was big to us. Big to us. This stock is trailing NVIDIA in power. It looks good also so far in August. AMD. Another stock that's got my attention is Palantir. Palantir. Palantir, keep in mind, Palantir is also bullish. These are 3 stocks that I really like so far, and we will, go deeper in this after 3 days, okay? For a stock, these stocks are diverging, okay? Diverging from this downtrend we're in. Everybody understand why I like it, okay? All right, TLT, put it in here. That's 4. It's setting up, takes out that 87.85. It's going to confirm interest rates are coming down. TLT, that's 4, right? Okay, put Amazon in here. Here's a stock I'm short, and you can see why. Look at the difference of that stock compared to the stocks I said you ought to look at. Everybody see that? All right. Now, let's go back, if we can, and build a worksheet for next week, okay, on education that we're going to do.
Okay, 1 second here. All right, how about Monday?
All right, Monday, okay, I'm going to talk about my power program and why Monday's high and Monday's low is so important for the week. How it enables you to get an early start for trade day, which is Tuesday. That's Monday. That's the education we're going to do Monday. Tuesday. Tuesday, we're going to talk about how to calculate all bets off numbers. In other words, where you want to get out of stocks, where they should go based on the way they're trading or target, and when to get in and when to get out. That's Tuesday. Wednesday. I'm going to talk about options and the different prices of options and when to use different prices of options to speculate. That's Wednesday. From 25 cents up to $5. That's going to be a hot topic on Wednesday. On Thursday, I'm going to talk about the 25 tickers we've identified for August, which ones to be long, which ones to be out of, on Thursday. On Friday, let's talk about the use of reference bars inside a week of trading. In other words, once we know or have probabilities, directions up or down, how to best use reference bars to build numbers ladders and things for anything you're interested in. Okay, we'll do that on Friday. That'll be next week's topics. Okay. That's a pretty good week of education. All right.
So just to review, Monday, going to talk about Monday's high and low and the importance of that for trading the rest of the week, which is the focus of our Tuesday Power Plays program, a great program. Tuesday is how to calculate all bets off and target, essentially where to get out. We'll probably cover trigger on that day too. So how to get in and how to get out. Wednesday, options talk and the different prices, preferred entry. So this is all about Tom's experience, anywhere but 25 cents up to $5 cost for the option.
So put parentheses on that one and how to avoid paying high taxes. Perfect.
On Thursday, we'll be armed with our first three trade days of August at that point. So we'll review the August tickers and teach you how to spot what's setting up long and what's setting up short, or what's saying stay out for now. And on Friday, we're going to narrow it down to trading with the reference bars on an intraday basis throughout the week.
All right, so I need to ask you, how would you rate our kickoff for Monday, or for today's train and trade? 10. That's what we want to see. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If anybody wants to take a sentence or two, send it to where we send our love letters to. Just send it to Jonathan Rowe at DTI Trader, and that way he can tell me about it if he reads something. Okay. Oh, TG at DTI Trader. Send it there. Okay. Okay, last call for the special deal I'm doing. DTItrader.com/TNT. Now, the reason it's a special call, I'm going to be trading, but I'll be trading inside TNT in this 3-day period to make sure everybody gets a scholarship. So if you want the special gift, join TNT. If you are a lifetime in TNT, if you buy into our futures or extend your program there, then guess what? Put your name and stuff in here and tell me what you're doing. I'll see if it qualifies to get my special gift. Julie, make sure you put your name and address to get the special gift, and you'll get the invitation into the TNT room. Chuck and Jonathan and Chuck and Adam, I think we did it to it. We hit home run. You got the numbers for today. And If you want to listen to me, I'm going to be talking at 1 o'clock about low price options. And I'll be doing that at 1. Yeah, John, anything else you do would get you a gift. Anything else today would get you a gift. Find something. Oh, by the way, did y'all know I had a weekly newsletter? $9.99. Put that in there in case anybody, they need to get on that. We'll post that at the end of the day. Also, today is Friday. I'll be launching the weekend side hustle trade by the close. Okay? Somehow, John, if I did what you did, I thought it was Monday, but it's actually Friday. I got to do my weekend side hustle trade, which has got an unbelievable track record. I'll be doing that today at the end of the day. I'm so excited. I think I would rate today a very, very good day to kick this thing off. Remember it, tell your friends, we got to grow the numbers, keep me doing it. I think it was worth our time to be here. Y'all have a great day. And remember, on Monday afternoon after the close, we'll do the newsletter. I jumped ahead of myself. We got some free stuff for coming. Jonathan post the white papers, a copy of my book. Okay. What else? The white papers is good. They can get, right? Okay. And a copy of, like I said, the audio copy of my book. You already give that to them for coming. Great numbers. Thank you so much. I'll see everybody at 3 o'clock for my weekly wrap up. Thanks, Chuck. Thanks, Jonathan. See everybody on the flip side.
Hey, and we're about to stream the Weekend Profits Club, just so you can all get in for the trade.
Oh, okay. You're going to stream it. Hey, this is smart. I'm glad you're doing it. I'll sit here and listen to it. If you miss it, go. Now, I want to talk about one of the most successful programs I ever came up with. The concept, get in before Friday's close and get out Monday or a few days later and turn dollars into donuts, big donuts. Let's talk about the weekend side hustle. The Weekend Profits Club is the formal name of it. Service dedicated to target extra income over the weekends thanks to that special perk set up by the CBOE months ago. Get tax advantage doing this one. We're going to open it up for 100 new members. That's right, only 100. Whether you've been investing for years or just getting started, I'd personally recommend this to anybody that would give me the time of day. It's one of my best programs and one that I hope everybody here is a member of. Who is a current member of the Weekend Profits Club? Who's a current member? Say, yes, I'm a current member. People are saying, I'm going to call your name. Carolyn, Dave, Claire, David. That tells you something. Junior here, Junior's a member. Wow, look at all the current members. All right. $52 chances right here. Now let's just talk about the last 20. The last 20 weeks. I think I've had maybe 2 drawdowns, if I think about it, in the last 20 trades. Pretty good. Well, Brandon, you already get signed up for this. I think this is a real great way to add money and grow your account. Pretty simple too. Hold nothing back on this one. I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to put the trade on until after Friday news announcement on unemployment. That's when this trade will go on. I'll wait to get that news out of the way. We'll put it up and let the horse run. It's all in here. How to place the trade, the options I'm using, where to enter, where to exit. You set it and forget it. All in there. We'll do the hard work, find the right strike, right maturity date, right option, right exposure, right time to expiration. All there for you. You get the alert, very simple, and follow along if you choose. Look what happened on July 5th. Notified people, here it comes. Taking a trade, you spent your weekend, maybe doing whatever you want to do, knowing the odds. You know, I always tell people, play the game when the odds are in your favor. Notice that this week I'm picking after the major news announcements tomorrow morning and Friday to put it on. As long as we get in before Friday's close, the setup's intact. That's when we rock. And as they say in the business, that's when we roll. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. You know, I love this name, working on your short game. Yeah, we'll work on that, but we'll work on it knowing maybe I might need a new putter out of that weekend. All right, maybe play a little pickleball. Anybody here ever played pickleball? Fun game. It's a fun game. Yeah, Monday hit 23.53. Not bad. Parlay a little bit next week, buy you something new this week. And you don't feel like you need to be sitting next to the computer all day long. It's very simple. I typically post a trade on Thursday unless you got major news. I got major news this week. You got plenty of time. The key is get in before Friday's close. Experience the Weekend Profit Club. Hands-free as possible. Email alerts, including cell phone alerts. So while you're out and about, you can always take advantage. Then next weekend rolls around, July 12th. Got an email taking a trade of you, and sure enough, there it is, 21.5. That's big money, folks, for that little time. It's like a cycle. It's a subscription cycle you're going to love. 2 trades alone, been about 44.58 after 2 weekends. Anybody use some extra cash, 44.48? Do anything with it you want. I always say put a little bit in that piggy bank and move on to the next week. Plan your next vacation. Important thing, you don't have to constantly worry about having enough money all the time. You're a burden for people right now. However, things are changing. We're not going to run out of money if you listen and learn. You got to learn. That's why I spend so much time on education faction of trading. I know how important it is. Here's another piece of the membership. Got special tax benefits. I love this. Save about 25% off your trades by using what I do on this one. All you need is a standard brokerage account. Who's got a standard brokerage account? Who's got an internet connection? You got one to be here, right? All I'm asking for is about 5 minutes to set the trade before the weekend. I told you the last time you can have it done is Friday afternoon. Special report talks about what happens, how to automatically save up to 25% on taxes with the weekend side hustle. All the ways you're entitled to save all year long. Don't worry if you follow along with the trade alerts, your broker automatically do the savings for you. So instead of paying that old extra money to the government, keep more of your hard-earned risk capital to yourself. Now, what are we going to pay? Are we going to pay $5,000? I don't think if I'm talking about it tonight, you're going to pay $5,000. I believe it's worth even more than $5,000, of course. you do the math. But some of the biggest benefits of being a member of the Weekend Profits Club, it takes your trading to a whole new level. You'll be talking the next time we gather face to face, and it's right there. Now, while we normally target extra income over the weekend, closing out on Monday, sometimes trade's so good we don't stay in the whole time. We take it and run. Going into the weekend with that extra cash is a nice place to be. And here's another special bonus for you. Getting paid early. You set profit targets, sometimes they go off. You automatically close it out once we hit our goal. Automatically how to protect yourself. They love the materials we put together. It's simple, straightforward. Who likes simple? Let me ask that question. Who likes simple? Who likes simple? Oh, I love simple. Simple's the way to go. No confusion, straightforward. Now, it makes things great when things are simple. Here's some stories from people that's been there. I got people here that love it. They'll tell you about it. Ed, easy to follow. Where to get in, where to get out. More than trading success, pros give him confidence to rely on his own trade to make a living. That means he's altering the strategy and using it more than once. Kenneth thinks I do a good job. I'm very easy to follow. He joins on the VIP side. Now, regardless of how good the results show, not every trade is going to work out. That's just trading. You think of every trade as one of the next 10,000. Never risk more than you can afford to lose on any one single trade. You can take a weekend profit clubs as little as 500 on average. And if you're starting small, that's okay. Whether you start with 1,000 or 1,000,000, it doesn't matter. The process is the key. Focus on the trainings and understanding the process. Get the hang of these straightforward weekend profits club opportunities by starting small, and you can scale it over time. And that's why it doesn't matter who you are out there, young or old. You've been trading for 10 years or just months. Anybody's invited if they want to take a little risk and have an opportunity that I'm going to give. You can put this one on your map before Friday's close. Not going to charge you $5,000. I'm hoping we bring in 100 new members before the weekend hits. These spots will fill up. Get started tonight. Forget about that. Forget about paying $35. Forget about paying what it says on the main website, $24.97. Get even a better deal because I'm live tonight. I want you to make some money. Let's do it. Get going with the Weekend Profits Club tonight. Get your elite membership. Join the Weekend Profits Club. Won't be the $24.97. I'm cutting it in half. And then I'm giving you some more to get to the bottom. $968 in weekend income with the standard risk. So when you join right here in this room, you get complete access to all the trainings. Everything's set up for you. In fact, it's very simple and straightforward, nothing complicated. Whole bunch of big new successes. It's only $968 for the next year. And goodness gracious, you saw what we do. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to put up a minimum of $1,000 or $500, whatever you want, or $2,000, and we're going to work towards starting this week getting that scholarship for you. I wish I could give you a letter, a Letterman's jacket. That'd be great. Limited time special. They'll spill up if you take it. Weekend Profits Clubs for you. Go to dtitrader.com/WPC. or call 904. Talk to one of our people that are here tonight, 706-3532, or click that link in the chat. That's the key. They just dropped it. Go to dtitrader.com, click it, WPC. Got any questions at all, call 904-706-3532. Kickstart your weekend side hustle. Everyone needs a little extra. Here it is. Call 904-706-3532. $968 for a year is an absolute steal with what you get. What's it going to be? We'll know Friday. Our new limmers will know. Don't stand on the sidelines. Force yourself to be part of it. Folks, I've got the experience. I've got the passion. I've got the numbers. Use my numbers. Use my numbers. Sometimes I do it for less than $300 an option. Some are less than 100 even. Whoever trades be a winner. Listen up. Of course not. No strategy wins 100% of the time. But I pay attention to the downside too, because I know that affects your overall ball of wax, which I call your wins and your losses. Extremely profitable for people that follow the discipline, the simple discipline. If it goes down, I'll do a trade that goes down. Right now, I'm playing the market going up because it's going higher. I trade what I see. That's the beauty. Can you trade an IRA? Of course you can. Retirement account friendly. What is the trade? That information will be posted before Friday's close. Get involved. Start that weekend side hustle with me. I want to hear your success story. Is there a guarantee? You get 14-day money back policy. If you don't like it after 2 weeks, give it to you. You got 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Setting your risk, setting your trip. Take it and do it right now. Best pricing will last as long as the slots are open. dtitrader.com/WPC. I laid it out for you. I don't know how you can tell me no. Get involved. Let's quit messing around and let's get something done while we're in the market of our lifetime. Don't you agree? The market of our lifetime. Don't you agree? Everybody's saying it. I don't want to be saying, no, I'm not a member the next time. There might not be a next time, because let me tell you, folks, at this price, $968, hey, it speaks for itself. A whole year? Goodness. Think about that. A whole year. Pretty cool. Robert just joined. First one through the door. Way to go, Robert. Who's going to be second? Let me see who's going to be second through the door. Come on through. The door is open. Any other questions? Thank you, Claire. Thank you, thank you, thank you. She says, I love the scholarship plan you have. It is paid for all the things I've done, and I'm ready to do another program. Thank you very much. Claire, can't wait to meet you in person. Anybody got any questions? Market's going higher. That's all I can tell you. It's currently 64.43 S&P, and if you think about it, that's pretty good, because I think it's going to see 57 or at least get close to it. There's Claire. There's Robert. They're coming through. All right. This is great. By the way, during the time I'm pitching Weekend Profit Club, NVIDIA's at 184.51 and AMD's 184.64. They're tied. I got a little horse race going over here. Are y'all having as much? Going higher, Todd. Buy it. Buy it, buy it, buy it. I'm telling you, NVIDIA and AMD look good. They're putting on the dog. Any other questions? I'll answer them if you got it. Way to go, SP Sheba. Way to go, Oscar. Way to go. Oscar says, I love it, I love it, I love it. Gwendolyn, I love that name, Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn, where are you from? Gwendolyn, I never had a Gwendolyn as a customer. Gwendolyn, where are you from? Miami, all right. We're our first Gwendolyn after all this. Hey, Janet. Let me ask y'all a question. You know what thought came across my mind? Let me keep welcoming everybody on board. Everybody just keeps getting into the weekend side hustle. You got to love it, love it, love it. Keep it coming. All right, here's the question I want to ask. How many people attended my Sawgrass in June? Is anybody here that attended Sawgrass in June? Okay. What would you think? Because of the market and everything else, what if I had a special last quarter face-to-face big group coming here to Ponte Vedra? Would anybody have any interest in me doing that? I'm just asking. Sometime in October. In fact, I looked at the calendar today to see if I was going to do it. Let me check it and see if I can find it real quick. Anybody, I'm just curious. If I could get enough people that were interested, I might do it. Who knows? It's let me check my calendar real quick. Okay, hold on. Yeah, it'd be October either 20th and 21st. Might be the date, October 23rd, if I decided to do it. I'm not sure I will, but I'm just saying, I'm throwing it out there. Dave says, I'll be there, sign me up. No, not going to do that. I'm not going to sign you up, Dave. I've got to think it out because it's a lot of work to do what I did in Sawgrass, but I was thinking about it because this year, I just don't want to miss the opportunity of letting T-Buzz, the chimpanzee, just throw this dart after dart after dart. You know? You know, I love the face-to-face. You know that, right? I don't know. I'm just thinking of ways that I can take my experience, get in front of you, and we knock it dead the last 3 months of the year and really, really accelerate this kind of market. All right. Get in this weekend side hustle. If enough of you come on board tonight, then I'll do some asking tomorrow and we'll see what we think. I'm counting the names, okay? If you're interested in this, send an email to row@DTI Trader. If I get enough names that people are interested, because, you know, I'm doing the retirement thing, I'm doing a lot of things, and I'm just thinking, okay? Just throwing it out there, okay? Throwing it out there. I just think I almost owe it to everybody. It's a hard. Has anybody ever seen me work one of those rooms for 2 days like I do? It's a lot of work, isn't it? It's a lot of work. And I might have a special guest that would blow your mind if I did it. But send an email to row@DTI Trade if you got any interest. Not obligating yourself at all because I'm not even close to making a decision. I just want to see anybody got any interest. Jimmy, you got to ask Jonathan that one. I don't have an answer. He'll probably tell you. It might be in the room. Might have posted it in the room. I don't know. Do you need to cancel what, Tom? I can't read it. I don't know what he's saying. Fred's taking the pot. No, Fred, I'm not sure I'm going to do it. I'm just saying I was thinking about it. You know, I love to be face to face. Fred and I spend a lot of time together, and you get to know people, right, Fred? You just get to know people. Oh, Jim's reading my mind. Jim's reading my mind about my special guest. I talked to him last week. I'm supposed to talk to him this week, and I might entice him, okay? I might entice him, okay? No, you're fine, Zoomy boy. You're fine. All right, any more people for weekend side hustles? The gate's going to close, and when the gate closes, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go back to our trading. Man, can you believe that 184.90? That's on NVIDIA at 84.45 on, wow. All right, you know what I'm thinking? Up, target, first target this week.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining. We'll be getting started in just a couple of minutes.
Hey, Adam.
Hey T-Buzz.
Well, rocking the first day. I love it.
Yep.
All right, folks, and welcome. What we want to do is there's a lot of ways, and we talk about this in train and trade about anywhere from 25 cents to $5, depending on the strategy or whatever you're using. And I love the 25 centers because those are the huge gains. But let's go through this and I'll answer any questions at the end of it. Thank you for being here. And we just really got you ready to go. Thanks, Buck, for saying that. Buck says he likes what we're doing today. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, folks. Chance to trade the 25 mid-year market pivot using the same method, seen light and fast, doubles, even triples. You know, there's mandatory disclosure, profits and performance shown are not typical. Any individual subscriber make no future earning claims, and you can lose money. From March 28, 2024, July 21st, 2025 on live trade alerts, 62 total trade alerts with 41 wins, 21 losses. The average trades we run and winners losers found was 2%. We cannot guarantee any specific future results as there's always a high degree of risk involved in trading. See our terms on the DTI homepage. Now, take a good look at that quarter. It might just be the most powerful trading tool in the entire market if you have the right timing. You see, well, most folks are paying 500 or 1,000 or even more to trade popular stocks like Apple, Nvidia, or Microsoft. I've discovered a way to tap into what could be the cheapest options on the market. And this is what I love about it. Love, love, love. Trade only costs 25 cents an option. And by entering on certain predetermined dates, we've been able to watch as these 25-cent trades double or even triple in what feels like no time. Like a quick double in November, 104% gain there, 182% gain in January, tripled in there in March, 214%. Telling you you're going to love it. Now, I don't like to brag. I like to be confident, but this is hardly my first rodeo. In 1992, I was one of the only 50 professionals to be handpicked by the CME to receive my own Globex terminal, the front runner to electronic trading. Those were the days. And I even helped manage firms so successfully, it was eventually bought out by the 1.3 trillion institution, Morgan Stanley. And while I've been very selective about who gets access to these 25-cent trade alerts, our students have access to these 25-cent trades and are raving about them when they set up. Like John. I love the 25-cent trades for someone with a small account. Love the fact that I can trade more than a couple contracts. Makes it feel like Mr. Big. Or Jim T. Loves making money with the 25-cent trades. Did 400% on one. That's 5 times the original investment. Oh, Carlos May. These are hot little trades. Now, if you're trying to guess specific opportunity behind the 25-cent trades, hang tight for just a moment, because we're not talking about trading penny stock. We're talking about big companies, public companies, and setups. We're not talking about risky earnings plays. Think about the people that got killed yesterday in Amazon. And certainly we're not talking about trading complex spreads, naked options, or anything like that. That's the beauty of it. As a matter of fact, each and every trade example was here today could have been taken any regular brokerage account. No specific heavy duty lifting there. Trading most basic form of call options available, as long as the 25-cent trade is set the day before one of these predetermined dates. 5 big reports every month, and that's when the magic happens. And today I'm doing something that we actually never thought we'd actually do. Usually most people like me would never trade these options so cheap, but I figured out a strategy that works at selected times. And that's because these type of speculative options typically lose money for investors. But thanks to the recent discovery, led by myself and the help of 3 financial experts on my team, my whole perspective shifted 180 degrees. That's because I only trade these 25-cent options on very specific predetermined dates. Shot to jump in and really hit good. 78.3% hit rate according to the full back test. For example, like back in January. Now, if you're looking at the chart, the S&P 500 was roaring higher. I remember it. By mid-January, at new highs, and folks were left guessing if the breakout would continue or would make a natural pullback. Now, you could spend your whole time drawing all these chart patterns, calculating Fibonacci's, reading through endless inflation reports, or trying to guess what would come next. But on January 10th, none of that really mattered, because January 10th was a predetermined date marked down on the calendar. That's the beauty of this. You can plan this out. And as long as someone took 30 seconds to place a trade before the markets closed, a basic call option would work. 194% on that. Now, as great as that is, it gets even better, because the next day, on January 11th, was marked on the calendar too, 23% on that one. And here's what came next, 264% gain. This already gets your attention. That could have been enough to triple the investment on one trade. It wouldn't cost folks hardly anything to get in on the play. Say you start with a small $500 investment on 25-cent trades, you would have had $22.93 in profit. Might not sound like life-changing, but it sure is good, and it's something to go to. That's definitely no chump change either. As a matter of fact, the average Joe only brings in about $6,700 a month. That's pre-tax. Average monthly expenses for American families are hitting $8,454. It doesn't get any lower. And according to these statistics, the average American household starts each month minus $1,746 in the hole. Don't want to be that. Most people are sliding backwards financially. Here's 2 gains here, 194 and 264. You see they're huge percentage gains. That's the beautiful thing about scaling this. 22.93 in profit, just 2 of the trades that month. Keep in mind that we've seen 3 times the amount of opportunities in January, 4-digit wins there. Look at those gains. Wow. Now, you probably wonder what exactly is going on. What are these predetermined dates that allows this kind of movement? Well, finer details on how these 25-cent trades work in just a moment. Plus a handful of you be able to grab. This is what's great. Having this calendar in advance. All the predetermined dates are set to pay out big, and we'll reveal a top secret bonus trade that costs even less than 25 cents. Before we get there, I must be frank. Hey, I'm not typically a swing for the fences type guy. That's because, as you know, as I showed you, all trades have winners and losers, and typically even the best swing for the fences strategies out there take the biggest and most frequent losses. Now, if you know me, I don't like big risk. That's why I built my career focused on high actually opportunities day in and day out with my usual approach, targeting, just like yesterday, 10 or 20% per trade. And now that I've helped some top students reach jaw-dropping goals from my various research programs, here's some of the best stories. 135 by Manny O at his 5th win in trading. Or Laura, 2,200 in profit, using some of the most basic things she's learned. Denise said she's had nothing but winning trades. Way to go, Denise. Up until now, shooting for 10, 20 profits over and over again. It's really high win rate has been my bread and butter. But today I'm finally back, pulling back the curtain for a very different style of trading. Thanks to these predetermined dates, there's 5 of it in a month. Then you add in the Fed, get a few extra, while at the same time giving us unlimited upside on these short-term moves. Combination of win rate plus upside is in our back test showing the power to scale even a small account quicker than anything else I've seen before. And simply by following along with these predetermined dates listed on the calendar right there, these 25-cent trades have a chance to double, even triple extremely fast. For example, like the very next 25-cent trade opportunity in January, while most people were probably searching the internet to see some expert opinions on what the stock market would do next, anyone with their hands on the calendar could have ignored all that nonsense and glanced at the January 17th predetermined date circled. That's what's the beauty of it. You plan your month. click a few buttons in the account, set your trade, 101.8% gain on that. This is not hard work, but you have to know the strategy and the times in the month when they set up. Just check the calendar, place the trade. As long as the trade was entered on the date listed on your calendar before the market's closed, you completely ignored what other people are doing. You're out there, tuned out the herd, just relaxed and enjoyed your life. Hey, there I am throwing a little football with my grand, or going golfing in the evening. If everything worked out, watch the initial investment more than double, 24 hours. In this case, $2,500 on that one would have turned into a $5,000 profit. Now, I keep talking about these predetermined days and how they give you the exact minute to get in and lock in what could be the double, even triple on these reports. Well, there's definitely what we're aiming for. I want to remind folks, we don't have a magic 8-ball. We can't predict the future. Just like with any strategy, there will be winners and there will be losers. So never bet the farm. That said, there's a reason I tell my students to only take 25-cent trades on these specific dates. Take a look at that eye-opening graph. This is when the movement comes and the explosion happens on these reports. Looking at S&P percentage movement every day for the past 10 years, plotted on the chart. Notice that chart. Each individual dot represents a single day. Now, between the two lines is the number of days where the S&P moved less than 1%. The majority of days, that's when you're going to lose. But when it moves outside those lines, most likely time for it to happen is on these big reports. That's when you're at. As you can see from a quick look, the stock market is flat about 70% of the time. And that's because most of the time, S&P 500 is not a ton of market moving action. That means every 7 out of 10 trading days, the market's stagnant, options are eating time decay, and you're paying for it. Mercantile says 70.6.5% of options expire worthless. And now that if you've been trading or investing for a while now and have struggled to make consistent profits, this might be the reason. Or if you watch the markets go higher and higher all while your retirement account barely budged an inch, not because you're a bad trader, you just simply don't have the right information. The problem is the majority of the time, the stock market barely moves. That's what crushes most trading accounts. However, if you pay attention to this chart, you unlock this gold mine that I've discovered. You strike, and as soon as you'll see these dates when some of the biggest moves in the stock market are not random at all. In fact, they're all predetermined weeks in advance on a calendar, just like this one. And on these predetermined dates, we've seen these inexpensive, dirt cheap options double, even triple, sometimes overnight. Just like in February, the biggest payday we've seen so far from 25-cent trade. And keep in mind that February, most investors are still holding their breath, waiting for the Fed cut interest rates, still holding that breath. That's because for months Wall Street's been baking in interest rate cut. But the Fed had other plans. Typically, that news would make you want to sell your stock when they don't act. But then when it had the calendar, February 21st date circle, you would have been able to take this strategy to the bank. Because sure enough, the very next day, 391% gain. Take a look at that one. Now, again, that's the biggest one we've seen so far from study. I'll remind you that no strategy is perfect. There's going to be big wins, small wins, and losers along the way. That's just how trading works. But today, we're going to hold nothing back. We'll share with you every detail behind the back test we ran. The 25-cent trader immediately gets started on it because Wall Street thinks that monumental place. We found this strategy, this nice place that we can go to and become even more reliable than ever before. In a minute, I'll share exactly what I'm doing. But first, let me explain what's really going on. Every month, there's a handful of key reports published by the U.S. government that can move the market. Probably heard of them. Unemployment, we had that today. The next up on the agenda is CPI and PPI, then GDP, PCE, all that. And then if you have a Fed meeting, that's icing on the cake. Now, these reports are typically published in the morning before the opening bell. And as I'll show you, they're set up the most lucrative trading days we've seen all year long. Take a look at this 25-cent trade one day before these market moving reports hit the press. In a blink of an eye, just like that, Sometimes you get a double, triple on these reports. Take a look at the next 25-cent trade from Study Market on February 28th. Paid 21 cents for that one. Got in at a discount, didn't we? That next morning at 8:30, just before the stock market was open for a day, the jobless claims report was published. And by the time the opening bell rang, the S&P immediately shot higher, and 5,000 in shares would have pocketed a nice 550 overnight. But if you took a 25-cent trade with the same starting state, look what you'd have made, $2,381 on the same direction, just using a smarter way to approach it with options. About 16 times better than buying the shares outright, and only 1/20th the cost per position. And based on what our beta testers have said, and even people that have been issued these trades, it doesn't seem challenging at all to take it. Like Tina and Peggy, who wrote the 25-cent trades, they love them, easy to get into, easy to get out to. You know when you're going to be out, have the money for other trades ready and available. Or Tim, who wrote in 25-cent options, low risk, but highly profitable trade, easy to understand. Let me show you another example. Same exact case with the next setup marked on the calendar, March the 6th. On March the 6th, folks didn't have much confidence in the stock market. The S&P 500, NASDAQ were all losing steam, falling north of 1% in a day. Sure, a lot of folks would have still cleared the stock market on a day like that. Hey, I'm unlike a lot of people. All you had to do was set the 25-cent trade on that day that the calendar so identified, and that would have gotten folks in. The U.S. government published their newest jobless claims report the next morning. Maybe grabbed a dinner with an old friend or relative. By the time the opening bell rang, pop, 134.7. Pretty cool. Now, we typically get a handful of these major economic reports each month. Each one presents a trading opportunity. The criteria that we've come up with works. In fact, these dates are so powerful they make up almost all the opportunities in the stock market. You're going to be shocked when you see this chart. Look at that chart right there. Most people know the S&P 500 is in a new bull market, an extremely hot run. But most people don't realize is, if you highlight these major economic report dates I've been talking about all day long, go where the action is. Let's remove those from market moving days. Chart becomes totally dismantled, going from unstoppable bull market to sideways action. Nothing. And as you can see, trading outside these predetermined dates is a dangerous time and a fast track losing money by buying options. If you're trading options, and by only isolating these explosive dates, that's where the money's made. And that's why I've developed a special calendar with all these dates mapped out in advance. You know when they are, you know when the setup comes, plus critical instruction on how to set the trades for optimum results. Be part of this program today and have total access to the whole world of trading small price options. And all left to do, take a quick trade on dates shown if you want to, like this one here on July the 26th, a 54% gain, December 20th, 152% gain, or May 24th, a 334% gain. Oh, it's fun. That's $10,000, $867.50 in less than 24 hours. Now, can't retire on money with that kind of money. It would definitely be a nice buffer to pay off maybe a car loan, plan a next vacation, or just save for a rainy day. There's some serious financial cost here. You saw the way they're rising. It could have been listed in 24 hours. I have to admit, after seeing the power of these predetermined dates on the chart, you ought to see it too. That's where the action is. Almost seems foolish to trade any other way when you're playing this strategy. But now you might be wondering, can you go ahead and pick any option every time one of these dates pop up? Of course not, folks. If it were that easy, everyone would be doing it. You got to have all the pieces of the pie. My team has developed a very strict set of criteria to give you an edge on these market moving days. We filter out a lot of information, the week's open, the month's high, average trading range. Then we sort through the options to find the optimum expiration strike price, always around 25 cents per option. And then we set the trade with outline profit targets, stop loss levels ready to go. We do all the heavy lifting, and we take care of setting it up for you, teeing it up for you. All you got to do is take the trade. Actually, following along with the trade is no more difficult than riding a bike, using basic call or put options to access that direction, access it in your regular broker account, 401k or IRA. And I simply can't keep these 25-cent trades quiet any longer. Learn how to do it. Especially as we see huge market movement events multiplying before our very eyes. So from the private trade alerts for about we're actually outperforming testing so far. Monica wrote, she loves the 25-cent option plays. They're affordable, quick to produce, and usually give you 100% of profit. That's the goal. You're having big hits here. Like Doug, 400% gain on his, high reward, low cost of entry. Or David, here's another one. Pretty accurate, quick, clean rewards. These are incredible stories. I can't wait to hear from the new traders like you to join today. See, there's a giant shift on Wall Street I firmly believe will make these opportunities more lucrative, and you really can't afford to miss this time around. First, if you'd like to be on the next 25-cent trade, plus access your copy of the password protected calendar with all the dates listed. Let me hear from you this very minute if you're serious about doing it. Today, you could be on a few people that we're going to let into explosive 25-cent trades. Each, when they set up, we call it the 25-cent trader. Only place in the world I know that focuses on this segment of the option market, shooting for the next double or even triple. Once you claim the discounted spots, we've identified you, you're ready to go, you get in the channel, you're ready to go. Then we look at the next day, we're ready to rock, we're ready to roll all day long. And the same trades I'd recommend anybody that wants to do this strategy. Inside the alert, you get everything I believe you need to place to trade. You see the date that it's identified. It talks about the report, when to get in, when to get out, the ticker that we're going to use, the analysis that got us here, plus the 25-cent option criteria. All you do, copy trade, have a shot at what could be the next great win. 180% gain, like January 31st, or 2,500 on this one. Yeah, $4,500 overnight. That'll make you smile. Now, you get your exit alert as well when we close out. That way you're never left in the dark. And make sure that you always get instant access to Signal. I'll be sending you alerts via email, cell phone, and telegram. 3 ways to make sure you get the trade. Now, whether you're at the beach with friends, out playing a little golf, talking at a seminar, you'll never miss out. You just want to place a trade before the market closes. That's the key, and then you're all set before that report. That brings me to the next piece of your membership. System is designed with very specific entry prices, stop losses, and profit targets. Always going for optimum gains while avoiding holding on the losers for too long. That's a big benefit. Come back to play again. I call it the automatic exit plan with the 25-cent options. That way you set the trade, walk away to enjoy whatever you want to do, and even include exclusive information on automatically how to reduce your risk. But not just that. I know some of you might be new to trading. This is a great way to have some big gains to talk about. First of all, I want to rest assured that in the 25-cent trader, we use the most basic form of options available. I usually don't use spreads, condors, or nothing like that. It's a straight out, let's get it. That said, I'm including a special training. I'll teach you options all the way from the rookie level to pro level in case we want to use it. The course is called Options Made Simple, a course that we put together over about 6 to 8 months. It's the best course I know out there with strategies, how to tie the strategies to whatever is happening in the market. We give it to you, part of your subscription. There's a reason I included in-depth training. Since the 2020 pandemic, we've seen these major economic reports only more and more impactful, especially the higher you go. You see that, with the higher you go, you get more bang for your buck. And these predetermined dates have only gotten more powerful as time goes on. Well, I think Wall Street's got it figured out. That's why you're seeing them leverage short-dated options at a rate like any other time in history. And now most folks have no clue how to use their highly leveraged options. I'll show you how. And I'll show you how we can plan to use them to target doubles, even triples on these predetermined days. Especially if folks have already seen the 25 cent at work. You become a believer real quick. Like Rhonda, 25 cent options and small account friendly, risk small, great reward. Or Bruce, 25 cent trade, less than 24 hours to see results. Fun to take a trade. Love the wins, keep it coming. According to Sue. You could charge anything you wanted to for this kind of membership. It's very detailed from that standpoint. The work is done for you. It's teed up for you. And you have to pass or say, I'm taking it. So what are we thinking on the price for elite membership? They wanted to go high, $69.97 per year. With the potential, it's there. Let's do something fun and cut the price in half to $34.97. Since we're live, I like to make things a lot more palatable when I'm live. It gets even better. Here's some special bonuses lined up for new members. Join the Lifetime Elite Member Discount. Do it today. That's bonus number one. Lifetime Elite Membership for anybody that wants to take it right here in the room. I'll knock off $1,000 off the price of the membership. So $34 for 1 year is a heck of a deal, but $24.97 for life is a steal. Drop that link, boys and girls. Drop that link. If you're one of our elite members here today, it won't run you $24.97. That brings me to my final bonus. Hit the ground running faster you ever could imagine. $25 per maximum on these options. Or to get up on your feet, start a lap ahead of everybody else. Your first 50's on me, cuts the price down $1,250 more. This is lifetime. That's right, lifetime. $1,247. One price, and you're in for life. This deal is only good for members who jump in right now while I'm live. We're going to take it down. If you wait too long, you'll be outside looking in and pass that first trade that we're going to do. You read my emails about epic results we're getting with new members. Do not procrastinate. Never procrastinate. Take one of the discounted memberships for yourself. Go to dtitrader.com/25 cents, or you can call 904-706-3532 if you got any questions. Click the link in the chat. There it is. Special surprise for those that join today. dtitrader.com/25 cents. Or you, like I said, you can call 904-706-3532. Again, $1,247 lifetime deal for elite members today. It's ready to go. It's ready to fly. Let's do it. Hey, I've done it, and I have to admit, it's pretty special to be a 25-cent trade. There's one I did right there. Got in at $27.49 just to show somebody I was demonstrating how powerful they are. We're from 1166 overnight on that one. Starting right now, jump in. Don't wait. It's very, very weak. Don't miss a new trade this week. Go to dtitrader.com/25 cents. Or like I said, you can call. This is a lifetime membership. I want to do that. VIP. Get on the same experience that some of our students have had. They love how quickly they work. 4x times 25. You can do the math yourself, according to what Dave said. Patrick loves these trades for a small account. 25-cent trades. Hey, this is pretty good stuff here. As Brian said, many more stories just like those. Go ahead and grab your 25-cent VIP trader, dtitrader.com/25 cents. Got any questions? Ask them now. I'll answer them. Ask questions about when we do it and how we do it. Every day you got a live room you go to and ask about questions, the trades that we did, what happened and all that. Hey, let's answer some common questions. Question on how much money is it? Well, the trades are down at 25, the price of 25 cents for an option. Being able to pick those takes something special. $25 a contract. No strategy wins 100% of the time, though. You've got to be aware. But according to our test and the work we've done, be part of it. profitable those that stick to the discipline. We can play the market either up or down. That's the beauty of it. And you're not holding long periods of time. You get your money back after about 72 hours. Can you trade this in IRA? Of course you can. It's retirement account friendly. Now, what's the next one? Hey, you'll get that information when you join. Go to your membership, read the master classes. The 25-cent options are so explosive. Don't miss the next trade next week. Go to dtitrader.com/25cents, or you can call and get questions answered. Folks, you will find at 25 cents an option, you really get to have nerves of steel. It really, I've seen people do really well when they only got $25 exposed or a multiple thereof. Something about it. Hey, 10 contracts is only $250, right? Okay, there you go. Playing with the big boy. So folks, this is what we're going to do. I want you to get by. Anybody got any questions at all? We've been here all day with you today. I hope you take me up on this lifetime opportunity in the 25-cent trader. I think you're going to find you made a good decision, number one. And I remember in August, I was driving back from Georgia, okay? And when I was driving back from Georgia, I had an option I paid 25 cents for. The sucker was $4.50 on the road. I remember going down the highway thinking, I need to pull over and take some profit on this sucker. Anyway, what size account do you need? Man, 2,000 is plenty. Think about how many options you can buy at 25 cents for 2,000 if you really press the bet. That's pretty good. How long do you stay in the trade? No more than 72 hours. No more. Win, lose, or draw. No more. If you know how to put in a call option, you know how to put in a put option, very simple when these set up. And you got the calendar to know those dates in advance. I'll be right there with you to go through it with you to make sure you get it, get you in, get you out, and do it. If you're new to trading, will it work for you? Absolutely, it'll work for you. Matter of fact, it's a great way to take a small account and grow it. 25 cents, it's not much, but I like it. You know, I wanted to do this because I typically will, you know, my favorite price option is about 3. I like $1 options with spreads and that kind of stuff, but 25-cent option, come on. Learning my technique, you've got the odds in your favor. I guess that's the best statement I can make about getting those odds in your favor. You saw what happened when you get that movement. If you get that movement, that's when you rack up. And the movement happens during usually one of those big reports, like we had today. If there's someone, if needs help, is there someone standing by to help you? Absolutely. Absolutely. We don't leave you hanging. If you need help, we'll show you how it works. Pretty cool stuff, though, I can tell you that. You know? Any other questions? I know one thing. I think I might do one today, especially with what happened. Okay, in this market kicking the month. Let's look. Be a good time to do one. What do you think? Let's do one. Well, I want to thank everybody for being here. And if you need help with the trade, I'll help you. I want to say, see you later on today. I'm here all day. What a start to the month. Avoid all this pain and suffering, right? Love it. And Amazon keeps going lower and lower and lower. I love that too. I'm sure. All right, y'all have a good day. See you on the flip side.